All right. We're going to do just a couple long division problems just for a brief review in case you might have forgotten. So the first one, yeah, I've picked two problems off of your assignment, and we're going to work on that. So the first one I picked was 858 divided by 5. So as you can see, I have the steps written down. I have divide, or D for divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, repeat. So you always have to repeat after you bring a digit down. I also went ahead and went over and wrote down some of the multiples of 5 just through 30. So I wrote the first 6 multiples of 5. Um, and if I need to make my list bigger, I will, and I might not need to. So remember the first thing, you're just going to ignore the other digits. So I got 858. Just ignore the other ones and look at 8. I'm going to ask myself, how many times can 5 go into 8, or how many groups of 5 can I pull out of 8? So if I look at my list, I got 5, 10. The rule is I can't go over. So 10 would be too far. It would be too much. So I can't go 2 times. I can only go once. So 5 goes into 8 one time. The next rule is multiplication. So we got to multiply. 5 times 1, 5. Next we subtract. Just do 8 minus 5. We get 3. The next step is we bring down the next digit, which is 5. And that makes it a 35. Looks like I do need to increase my list. So 25, 30, 35. So we hit it perfectly. 35 is on the list. So if we count, we got to repeat and do division again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're trying to go into 35. 5 can go into 35, as we saw, 7 times. So the 7 goes right there. Now we do 5 times 7, which gives us 35. We subtract. 35 minus 35 is 0. Next step is we bring the 8 down. And if we bring down, we have to repeat. So I brought the 8 down. Now I got to repeat and go back and do division. So how many times can 5 go into 8? Well, we already did that up here, and it was once. So again, 5 goes into 8 one time. 5 times 1 is 5. We subtract 8 minus 5. Again, we get 3. Now, there's no other digits left to bring down, so I don't need to repeat because I didn't bring anything down. So this 3 is going to go up here and be my remainder. That's what I have left over. So remember, if you have a remainder, it has to be smaller than what's called your divisor, the number that's on the outside, the number that we're dividing by. And it can't be equal to or bigger. So if I had a 5 or higher number right there, that means that I can keep dividing. Okay, so 3 is smaller, so there's no more groups of 5 that can be taken out. So the answer to this one, 858 divided by 5 equals 171, remainder 3. Okay, so let's look at one more problem. I can adjust my camera view here. Okay, so this one, we got 661 divided by 9. So on this one up here, the first digit was bigger than our divisor. 8's bigger than 5. But down here is an example of when the first digit inside is too small. So this will be a good reminder on how to handle that type of situation. So again, I'm going to jot down my steps. Divide, multiply, subtract, bring it down, repeat. And also, I'm going to go over here and write down some multiples of 9. So we got 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72. That's probably good, and if I need to increase it, I will. So now we got 6. We're looking at the 6. And I'm wanting to ask myself, trying to make this brighter if I can. There we go. I'm asking myself as the person, solving the problem, just like you'll ask yourself, how many times can 9 go into that number? How many times can 9 go into 6? Well, if I look at my list, the first number is 9. That's already too far. And you can probably, my camera makes it backwards. You can probably see my dog, Bobo, back here. I've told you about him before. Say hi, Bobo. He doesn't do math very well. He just hangs out. So anyway, we got 9 going into 6. Well, we can't do that. 9 is bigger than 6. So you can either go on over to the next digit, make it a 66, or put a placeholder. I'm going to put a placeholder. So 9 goes into 6 0 times. So that's the divide step. 9 goes into 6 0 times. 9 times 0 gives me 0. Then I subtract. 6 minus 0 gives me 6. Bring down the 6. Now we got 66. Okay, so now that's a little better because obviously 66 is bigger than 9. 9 can definitely go in. So if I look at my list, I just can't get to a number that is bigger than 66 because if I've done that, I've gone too far. So I see I'm skipping down 54, 63, 72. 72 is too far, okay, because that passes up 66. So I can't go that far. So 63 is as many times. So I'm just going to count here and see how many times that was. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 goes into 66 7 times. And then we multiply. 9 times 7. This is another good reason to write down your multiples because I can just look, count down 7 times. Boom, right there. 63. 9 times 7 is 63. Now I must subtract again. 6 minus 3 gives me 3. 6 minus 6 gives me nothing, 0. And now I have my next digit, 1. So I can bring down the 1. And now I have 31. And I brought down, so I must repeat. So I can do it all again. So I can't say remainder 31 because remember what we said, my divisor, the number outside, is 9. My remainder, if I have one, cannot be the same or bigger as that 9. So 31 is way too big, so we can keep dividing. So I'm asking myself, how many times can 9 go into 31? I look at the list. I see 9, 18, 27, 36. 36 is too high. We can't pass it up. We passed up 31 when we got to 36, so back it up. How many times was that? 1, 2, 3. So 9 goes into 31 3 times. And we do 3 times 9, 27. We subtract 31 minus 27. 1 minus 7 we cannot do, so we got to borrow. We got to regroup from that 3. Make it a 2. Make that 1 and 11. 11 minus 7, we get 4. 2 minus 2 is nothing, so 31 minus 27 is 4. That is small enough to be a remainder because there's no other digit to bring down, and 4 is small enough to be my remainder, so R4. And so that concludes that problem. Now that 0 is just a placeholder. The actual answer is just 73 remainder 4. So 661 divided by 9 equals 73 remainder 4. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.